And still, Santos said recently, and the way he put it is that he says, I've lived an honest life. I've never been accused of any bad doing. I mean, what do you think is going on with this man?
Well, he has not lived an honest life. If he were honest, he would have said who he was and what his real experience was. Unfortunately, some of what is coming out now that maybe people knew and maybe at upper levels was not known to us in his home district. And that, of course, goes for me and all of my colleagues who spent time going to events with him, walking in parades with him. He held himself out as a very successful hedge fund investor, and he had worked at Goldman Sachs and Citibank, and a property owner who understood what our residents needed in the form of tax relief. I mean, he identified with our residents, and sadly, he lied in order to identify with them. He told stories about having grandparents who fled the Holocaust, and it's just false. So the things that he said in our district were false. We did not know that there were questions, and I, for one, wish that if there were questions that they had been raised before Election Day.
You know, New York Republicans are pretty much speaking with one voice and calling on him to resign, but really only a small number of Republicans in Congress, in the broader conference, are doing so. Let me play a little bit of what we've heard just in the last couple days.
He's a bad guy. It's his decision whether or not he should resign. It's not my decision.
This is between him and his constituents, largely. They elected him in, and he's going to have to deal with them on that.
It's pretty hard not to conclude he's a bit of a goofball. You can't expel a member of Congress. At the end of the day, it really is up to the voters in Nassau County.
Kevin McCarthy is also not calling on him to resign. Why do you think they are not? I mean, do you think it's all about holding on to the slim Republican majority?
I'll tell you, the congressmen from Long Island are not worried about holding on to that slim majority. They are united. I believe, by my count, it's 9 Republican Congress members have called on him to resign. So they're not worried about holding on to a majority. They're worried about a person who lies gratuitously about everything. I mean, about his grandparents, about having knee replacement surgery, about having employees who died in the Pulse nightclub massacre. I mean, it's just it's a little worrisome that he doesn't seem to need to tell the truth, and that's worrisome. And frankly, I think he's a threat. I think he's a safety threat in Congress because there are serious questions about where he has received funds from. And I don't think he should receive the committee assignments that are being discussed. I think that he's a threat.
Yeah, we were noting that more than 900 people turned out this weekend for a fundraiser for Republicans in Nassau County, which, of course, Santos represents in Congress. You were there. Santos was not. You have to assume some of these people, of course, voted for George Santos. What are you hearing from them now?
Well, they're disappointed because we're very hardworking, and we don't lie to each other. Most people assume that if you lie, you're going to get caught, and we are hardworking, really listen to our constituents, and he's not that. He's not one of us. So if he had come there, he would have been asked to leave. Everyone in the room was outraged, frankly, because we've done a great job in Nassau County over the past 2 years, listening and, acting on some of the issues that we believe matter in Nassau County. And he lied to us. He lied to the voters, lied to the media. I mean, everyone on both sides seems to have been fooled by him. Yeah. So, no, he would not have been welcome at our event.
Now he's facing investigations in Congress and campaign finance investigations as well. So we'll see what comes of that. But thank you for coming on, Jennifer DeSena. I appreciate your time.